You use variables to set queries more flexibly with parameters. In BEx Query Designer, you set variables that will be filled with values when you execute the query.
There are different variable types depending on the object for which the variable is a placeholder.
SAP BEx Queries are the basis for all SAP Business Explorer and most SAP Business Objects premium reporting tools.
Define new variables in the Query Designer Variable Editor. Settings are organized using these tabs: General, Replacement Path, Details, Default Values, Currencies and Units. Fields on each tab only appear when they are relevant to the context in which you are defining the variable. The figure shows the tabs on the Change Variable screen.
The table presents an overview of processing types for different types of variables.
You enter the name of the variable and choose the Info Provider level settings using the General tab.
Use this setting for text variables, formula variables, and characteristic value variables with the replacement path processing type. Replacement path options vary according to the type of variable you are using. These variables are replaced by a value from a corresponding characteristic or from a different variable. The value for a formula variable must be a number. The value for a text variable must be text.
The following settings are available on the Details tab for all variables except for variables with the replacement path processing type. When you define a variable, you enter one or more default values. The default values appear on the variable screen when you execute the query.
You select from these dimensions when creating formula variables. In this demonstration, you will see how to change an existing variable using the variable editor. Click Start. Click All Programs. Click Business Explorer. Click. The password field is filled out. Click OK. Click OK. In the following steps, you will see how to open the Query Sales Analysis 001. Clicking the Open menu item executes it. Click Find. The search term field is filled out. Search in Technical Name checkbox is selected. Search in Description checkbox is cleared. Click Find. The entry Sales Analysis 00. Clicking the Filter tab selects it. In the following steps, you will see how to select the variable material, single value, required, and choose Edit Variable. Right-clicking on material with the mouse opens a shortcut menu. Clicking the Restrict menu item executes it. Clicking the Show opens a drop-down list. Clicking the entry Variables selects it. Clicking in the scroll area displays the desired area. Clicking the entry material Single Value Required selects it. Click Move to Selections. Clicking the Change Variable menu item executes it. The description field is filled out. Clicking the Details tab selects it. Clicking the Variable Is opens a drop-down list. Clicking the Entry Optional selects it. Clicking the Default Values tab selects it. Click Change Default Values. Clicking the Show opens a drop-down list. Clicking the Entry Single Values selects it. The Direct Input field is filled out. Click OK. Click OK. Click OK. Click Material, Single Value, Optional. Clicking the Replacement Path tab selects it. Clicking the Details tab selects it. Clicking the Default Values tab selects it. Clicking the General tab selects it. Note that the info provider level settings for variables cannot be changed. Click Close.
When selecting characteristic values in the query definition, you can select variables instead of fixed values. Variables act as placeholders and are filled with values when you execute the query. You can use variables to select single values and value ranges.
Text variables represent a text. You can use text variables in query descriptions, calculated key figures, and structural components.
Hierarchy variables represent hierarchies, and you can use them wherever hierarchies can be selected. Hierarchy node variables represent a node in a hierarchy. As an alternative to hierarchy nodes, use hierarchy node variables as fixed values to restrict a characteristic. If you use a hierarchy node variable, you can make selections by hierarchy node in a query.
Formula variables represent numerical values. You can use formula variables in formulas. In this demonstration, you will see how to define a calculated key figure with a formula variable. Click Start. Click All Programs. Click Business Explorer. Click Query Designer. The password field is filled out. Click OK. Click OK. In the following steps, you will see how to open the query U00 query calc.keyf.001. Clicking the Open menu item executes it. The search term field is filled out. Search in description checkbox is cleared. Search in technical name checkbox is selected. Click Find. The entry U00 query calc.keyf.001 is selected by double-clicking on it. Clicking in the scroll area displays the desired area. In the following steps, you will see how to create and edit a new variable. Bonus is double-clicked. Clicking in the scroll area displays the desired area. Click Formula Variable. Right-clicking on Formula Variable with the mouse opens a shortcut menu. Clicking the New Variable menu item executes it. Clicking in the scroll area displays the desired area. Right-clicking on New Variable with the mouse opens a shortcut menu. Clicking the Edit menu item executes it. The description field is filled out. The technical name field is filled out. Clicking the Processing by opens a drop-down list. Clicking the Entry Manual Input /default value selects it. Clicking the Details tab selects it. Clicking the Variable Is opens a drop-down list. Clicking the Entry Mandatory selects it. Clicking the Default Values tab selects it. The label field is filled out. Click OK. You will now change the formula as required by dragging the formula variable from the Available Operands section to the Detailed View section. Notice that the formula is changed. Click OK. In the following steps, you will see how to open Analysis using the Start menu or the Windows taskbar and execute the query in Analysis. Click Minimize. Click Start. Click All Programs. Click _SAP Business Intelligence. Click SAP Business Objects Analysis. Click Analysis for Microsoft Excel. Clicking the Analysis tab selects it. Clicking the Insert opens a drop-down list. Clicking the Select Data Source menu item executes it. The Search For field is filled out. The entry. Click -700 and 10,600 and 77.32. Clicking the prompts opens a drop-down list. Clicking the prompts for data source menu item executes it. The U00 bonus field is filled out. Click OK. You have now seen how to define a calculated key figure with a formula variable. Click Close. You have now seen. Click OK. The U0. Clicking the prompts for data source menu item executes it. The U00 bonus field is filled out. Click OK. You have now seen how to define a calculated key figure with a formula variable.
SAP BI content or business content variables are variables that are delivered by SAP in BI content releases. Before you can use these variables, they must be activated. Activating business content is a task that must be done by SAP BW administrators or architects in the SAP BW Data Warehousing Workbench.
In this demonstration, you will see how to display a list of variables in the metadata repository. Click Start. Click SAP Logon for Windows. Clicking the entry RWB space selects it. Click Logon. The user field is filled out. The password field is filled out. Click Enter. In the following steps, you will see how to access RSA1 transaction code and display a list of variables defined for info objects. RSA1 is now entered in the transaction box. Click Enter. Click Metadata Repository. Clicking in the scroll area displays the desired area. Info object is double-clicked. Clicking in the scroll area displays the desired area. Calendar year/month is double-clicked. Click in Subsequent Data Flow. Note that the results show the characteristic value variables that refer to 0CAL/MONTH among other objects. Clicking Exit quits the transaction. You can also press Shift plus F3. Content variables may be of different types. For example, there are simple characteristic value variables that allow a manual entry for the characteristic material, that is, 0 material.
You use variable offsets to analyze key figures that have a fixed time relationship to each other. For example, to compare the sales volume from the current time period with the sales volume of the same time period in the previous year. You can use the same variable several times to restrict key figures and determine a difference from the input value.
Characteristic value variables with the replacement path processing type are replaced by a query result. You can transfer values between queries with this type of variable by inserting the query result as the variable in a different query. The variable will run as a pre-query when you execute the query. For example, insert the result of the query, top 5 products, into another query, sales volume, calendar year / month variably. Execute the query sales volume, calendar year / month to determine how the sales volume of the top 5 products has developed on a month-by-month basis. Note that the pre-query is executed each time the query is executed. Running the pre-query may contribute to slow performance. If you do not need to execute the pre-query every time you run the query, use a variable that represents a pre-calculated value set so that the variable values are stored over time.